As the air turns crisp and the holidays draw near, comfort becomes the best gift of all. Quince delivers layers that last, sweaters, outerwear, and everyday essentials that feel luxurious, look timeless, and make holiday dressing and gifting effortless. Quince seriously has it all. $50 Mongolian cashmere sweaters made for everyday wear, denim that never goes out of style, silk tops and skirts that add polish, and down outerwear built to take on the season. Perfect for gifting or upgrading your own wardrobe. You know what is at the top of my list? Quince's Italian wool coats. And the Mongolian cashmere dress, I pair it with black riding boots. And the holiday gift this season, gold everyday hoops for everybody in your life. By working directly with ethical, top-tier factories, Quince skips the middlemen and offers prices 50% less than similar brands. Step into the holiday season with layers made to feel good, look polished, and last from Quince. Perfect for gifting or keeping for yourself. Go to quince.com/KKC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/KateCasey to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/KateCasey.
The amazing Kate Casey.
Welcome back for another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey. Hope you have had a great week. Now, if you were listening to Monday's What to Watch episode, I mentioned Selling the OC on Netflix. You guys, this is the show you're going to want to binge watch this weekend. It is everything that you love about Selling Sunset, which are over-the-top outfits and beautiful shots of the California coastline. But this one, I think, is a better workplace story. So, of course, Selling the OC is the spin-off of Selling Sunset, which follows the good-looking real estate agents of the Oppenheim Group. This time, it is about the agents in the Orange County office. Now, you've probably listened to the episodes where Chris DeRosa and I have discussed Selling Sunset and how it's gone off the rails. As I mentioned in those episodes, I think you're going to like Selling the OC a lot better. You've got a younger cast. They actually hang out and seem to enjoy each other for the most part. And you're going to get to see them in the office. And I think at least 3 of them bring a laptop to the office. I know Polly for sure is selling real estate because I see the real estate signs and she's pounding the pavement. You're going to get to see a lot of office politics that could only exist when everyone in the office has abs and professional headshots. So it's going to be a fun show for you to watch. And I have to say, it's kind of weird for me to watch because it is filmed in the town in which I live. But it also feels like I'm watching a parallel version of Orange County because everywhere this cast goes, they wear crazy outfits. I mean, crazy outfits, which again is the part that you like about Selling Sunset. So you're going to enjoy it. So in this episode, I've got Austin Victoria. He has been on the show from the first season and he's super cute, married, has these 3 little kids. Basically, his life is controlled chaos at all times. And we get to hear the backstory on how he was cast for the show and what it's really like to be working in that office. One thing I have to note to you about this season, if you've been watching for a while, is that Tyler Staniland is back for this season. Now, you may remember, I guess it was the first season I interviewed him. He talked about wanting to start a family with his wife, actress Brittany Snow. But then they ended up getting divorced. It was heartbreaking. And you can see this season that he is just in the midst of something. I'm not kidding you. Every scene he's in, he's crying. He's so emotional, and you're going to end up worrying about him like I have. So I had to ask Austin about how Tyler is doing. There are 3 new agents to this season. You've got Fiona. She's fresh from her college graduation. She's only 23, but somehow seems like an old soul. And she is a first-generation college grad. So just proving that hustle beats experience. She's already trying to close $1 million deals, and you're really going to like her. Then you have Kaylee. She's got the grown-up energy of the group. She's already worked in real estate for 13 years. She's from New England. She's very chic. Her business is really like high-end real estate and lifestyle curation because she specializes in Palm Springs. So she locks down those sky-high rentals for people headed to Coachella and Stagecoach. Then the other one is Ashton. She's the bona fide villain of the season, and the biggest crack up is the entire season she's pregnant. Like, she pulls no punches. Married, pregnant, still manages to stir every pot in sight. She works between the Oppenheim Group's La Jolla and OC office. She's basically the kind of person that has already found out everything about you before she even says hello. She will bring out anybody's business and in any opportune moment. And for that, I think you're going to love watching her. Now, you may remember there were a couple of other agents. Some of them have gone, and I wanted to give you updates. Alexandra Jarvis was one of the two Alexes, gone baby gone. She told people that she left the Oppenheim Group for many reasons, including what she called toxic culture among the cast. Well, obviously, that's the point of the show. And then you have Allie Harper. Now, you remember she kind of waltzed into the office and was like, I might be a real estate agent because my boyfriend sometimes is here, so maybe I'll just be on the show. And you're like, what? Happy to tell you she's now married. She's leaning into her home decor influencer era, does not technically have her real estate license. God bless. I think she's going to be fine. Now, lastly, Sean. He's no longer on the show. You may remember him fighting with Austin and Tyler last season. Now, he implied that Austin and his wife were too flirty with him at a party. And everybody else in the cast was looking at him like, have you lost your mind? Are you trying to get some screen time? He's no longer on the show. I wanted to note that because you will hear Austin at one point talk about how people change once cameras are involved in their life and how he has become less trustful of people in this latest season. So I wanted to connect the dots when he says that because I think we all kind of wonder, sure, you start filming this show and you act like you're best friends, but over time, like you do at some points want to dig each other's eyes out. So here is my interview with Austin. And again, I think you guys are going to love this show. And boy, is Chris going to have a lot to discuss with me when we get a chance to recap it afterwards. Austin, it is good to finally meet you, having watched the show, and we're pretty much neighbors, so welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to meet you as well.
So are you originally from Southern California?
Yes, small town like near Pasadena called Glendora.
Oh, yeah.
Not to be confused with Glendale, but yeah,
yes.
Glendora, little town nestled by the foothills.
So growing up, what's your dream vocation? Did you always want to get into modeling and acting?
No, my mom did. She wanted that for me, but that was not my dream. I kind of wanted to do it just because my mom put the idea in my head to, become an actor, do modeling. I mean, I did like baby modeling when I was super, super young. She had me when she was 17. So she dressed me up like a doll and take me to these competitions. But for me, I really wanted to become a firefighter. That was always my goal. And then when I became an EMT, that changed quickly because that job is not easy.
No. Yeah. Were you an EMT in Pasadena area?
Yes. So I went to Mount Sac for my fire science, got my EMT there, and then started working. I only got as far as doing my clinicals, to be honest with you, and went to trauma center out in LA and saw some crazy stuff and decided, it just wasn't for me. It was more negative than it was positive, to be honest. Yeah. All my friends were going to school. They were all going to college. And I had modeling, so I was making good money. I was my rate was like $5,000 a day. I was traveling all over the world. I was with Ford models at the time. And so and I started doing that when I was 15, so.
Wow.
And I decided, I was going to go travel. So I went to South Africa. I went to London. I went to Paris. I went to Milan. And I, did the whole modeling, traveling thing for a while and just kind of put college on the back burner for a year. And then I came back and did my fire science and EMT stuff and, was going to do that. And then quickly did not like that. So I just fell back into the modeling world, to be honest.
How do you think your modeling career has helped you in life right now, both personally and professionally?
I mean, I think it's been amazing for growth. I'm meeting strangers every day. You're going, I always looked at it as a business. So I am a product. I'm selling myself. And these, whatever casting I was going to, it was like I had to kind of form and fit to that person, my customer, And so if it was like a $10,000 job, I was like, okay, what do I need to do to get this? Dress the part. If it's American Eagle, I'm going to dress like that. They're looking for bubbly, fun. So I'm going to go in and meet them and kind of pitch myself to them, which I think you kind of do in life, and especially in real estate. I'm going to a listing appointment and I have to kind of read the room and form myself to, be the best person I can be for this new client. So I think it has been amazing. And, it kickstarted my career because when I got in real estate, it's hard to find new clients who want to trust a new agent to list their multi-million-dollar house. And because I've created these relationships through the modeling world for over a decade, I was able to, have a kickstart in that world as well.
I don't think people understand just how saturated the real estate market here is in terms of brokers and agents.
So much. It's going down though. It's decreased a lot. Just because the market.
Why do you think that is?
The market's been tough. So, like 2 years ago, it was for a good 2 years. Any agent, it doesn't matter if they're new, just got their license. There was so much work. There was 30 offers. Interest rates were below 3%. It was like you just had to go out and you could find clients. It was very easy. If you didn't sell anything then you should probably quit this career forever because it was easy. There was too many clients, too many people who wanted to buy properties. So and sell, to be honest, because they wanted to upgrade because they can get a low interest rate and prices were decent. So if you didn't, now that things have slowed down, people are making less money than ever. This year was a tough year for a lot of agents. When interest rates are over 7%. So it's been tough for people to sell, So yeah, so people are starting to kind of find other things to do. I think, you watch these TV shows and you think it looks glamorous, it's easy, but it's a grind.
Yeah.
You don't know, the first time I ever door knocked, I was like, I feel so terrible. This is annoying. Like, I hate when people knock on my door. I'm like, go away. But now I feel so bad. I'll be like, hey, dude, appreciate the hustle. Keep going. You'll get there.
Yeah. How did you make your way to Orange County? And did you get there before you started a family? Were you in LA when you started your family?
Yeah. So we had my twin daughters. They're now 6. We had them just before COVID. I had decided, I was going to ask my wife to marry me and we would soon, get married, have a wedding, and then have kids. We wanted to have kids in our early 30s. So I knew that was going to come fast. So I was only modeling at the time and I was making a decent amount of money to get by. And I wasn't killing it, but I was doing fine. But I needed something to fall back on. So I got my real estate license and was able to keep my full-time job as a model, but, was able to build this real estate career in the background on my off time and had a lot of off time. So, and I just shadowed and just learned as much as I could for the first good 2 years. And then COVID hit. Modeling world completely shut down. There was 0 jobs. Towards the end, they started allowing you to I set up a studio in one of our extra bedrooms and was able to do photo shoots and casting my own self-tape castings in that room. So I started to be able to get back into that world. But for a good year, it was dead. But real estate was one of the jobs that was considered socially distanced because you could get virtual tours and I can go and we can let them go in and see and we can talk about it. So that's when I really started to, dive into real estate full time.
Now, Holly told me that you have been with your wife since you were 17 years old.
No, so we met when I was 16, actually on the peninsula here in Newport.
Oh, wow. Geez.
Yeah.
On the beach?
During 4th of July.
Oh.
When they block it off and,
yeah. What a time to meet someone in that craziness.
I know, right? Yeah. So we have Glendora week. So my hometown, there's a lot of my old friends, my friends from high school, their parents owned houses on the peninsula. Mm-hmm. But if we didn't, then your family would rent a house. And it was just a week, a Glendora week where everyone in Glendora rented a house. And it was usually 4th of July weekend. One of my good girlfriends moved to Texas, I think my sophomore year in high school, and she became best friends with my wife. So every Newport, Glendora week, she would bring my wife to the peninsula for 4th of July. And I met her during then. And then We had only met. We were dating our high school sweethearts, and then fast forward, she moved to LA to go to FITM
Okay.
because she's a fashion designer, and I was in the modeling world. We kind of reconnected, and she wasn't really ready to date. I wasn't really either, so it wouldn't be for like I think there 4 years where we connected again, and then we have been dating ever since.
How long have you been married?
We're going on 5 or 6 years. Yeah.
And then you had a little boy as well.
Yeah, we just had a little boy. He's a year and a half.
So it's busy at home. And she is homeschooling and watching the kids while you're pounding the pavement with all of these real estate listings.
Yeah, and she makes all of our food is like from scratch. Like we have bread, we have tortillas, we have muffins. Like I don't know, it's like a toxic trait that she has. It's beneficial to all of us, but yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Well, what has it been like to transition from modeling into being a real estate agent, and now you're on a television show, and while you're doing this, you've got this small family at home?
Yeah, so reality TV was not in the cards for me. I never wanted to do it. I didn't watch it. It always made me cringe. It was something that I didn't really care for. I've never even watched Selling Sunset before starting this show. We were going to sell our house because we ended up buying a house in the Valley to be close to the in-laws because we had twins. This is right before COVID. And we're like, we're going to fix up this house and sell it in 2 years. And then we'll move somewhere else where we want to be. My in-laws moved before the 2 years. So we were out there by ourselves. So we're going to sell no matter what. And I had like 14 million in listings, and production hit me up and said, hey, do you want to do this reality TV show out in Orange County? I told my wife, I was like, I don't want to do this, like, whatever. And she's like, just do the meeting. And if it's meant to be, they'll book you, they'll cast you. And if it's not meant to be, then, you move on. So I was like, okay. So I did the meeting, took a little Zoom meeting, and then they emailed me like 2 days later, like, hey, you're cast. And I'm like, oh shit, it became real, So
Yeah.
I didn't really like Orange County. It was just too, I don't know, sleepy for me. I was like, I loved LA, and Orange County was just it was very low key, but I knew I was starting a family. So I was open to it, like having the family, I think was good for the kids. And now that I'm here, it was the best decision I ever made. So we sold our house, and, production was starting filming, and we were kind of looking in Redondo Beach to be like halfway to LA because I didn't fully want to let go. We're looking in, Hermosa, just all over there. And we had all of our friends with kids moved down to Orange County. So we talked to them, visited, found some areas, put in, I don't know, 8 offers. That was during that crazy time though, when it was like 2.5% interest rates.
Yeah.
We got beat out by cash offers every time. We tried to stretch our budget as far as we could. Couldn't buy a house. We ended up just renting because the show was starting, and I was having to do from Oxnard all the way to this, having to film. And I was filming like 3-4 days a week. So we ended up moving down here, and we've been here for 4 years now, and I love it.
How much has your life changed since beginning the show? I mean, now people probably recognize you places.
Yeah, it's weird. we're in Italy, and I get these people coming up to me, and they're like, Austin from Stockholm Group. I'm like, this is crazy.
You're like, hey, you need a 4-bedroom?
I'm not even like Alex Hall, like, obviously everyone knows it's her. I was like, this is insane how this happens. But I mean, it hasn't changed much. It's it definitely helped my business, I would say, like jumpstart, because I was starting completely over from scratch, I didn't have time to film and go back to LA and, tend to all my listings and stuff. So I ended up, referring those out and getting rid of them. And just completely starting fresh here. Went back to hitting the pavement and door knocking, was cold calling. My first listing here was a door knock. By accident, I was going to a broker's open for a $50 million listing by Tyler Stanley's dad. Mm-hmm. Next door is this house. We ended up selling it for like $13 million. I door knocked the wrong house.
Wow.
And they were getting ready to list, and they're like, oh, are you the agent that's supposed to come? And I was like, no, but I'm happy to. So I did a tour. They ended up using me as their agent as my first listing. And it was like my first month here. So got very lucky. And that kind of kickstarts. And then I sold a few homes in that neighborhood. And, I got my head start here. But the show definitely helped because you could leverage when you call people like, hey, we get something that agents can't buy. We get, we have a show on Netflix. We get millions of views on our websites every single week. Like, this is something that you couldn't even pay for. So we leverage it a lot, and it works.
Does it ever work against you that you're on a reality show?
Yeah, I mean, it has definitely people because it's a lot of drama on the show, and people don't want to be part of that. They want a transaction. They don't want it. But there's a lot of OC people that want to be on TV or know.
100%.
OC, I mean, it's crazy.
Yes.
You get to see where like, they want to get dressed up. They want their house to be featured. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So LA wasn't like that. And I think here is very much like that.
I thank you for acknowledging that because I agree with you.
Yeah.
Has it affected the friends that you meet? I mean, do you ever meet somebody and you're like, they are just weaseling into my life because they want to be adjacent to me, either for the opportunity to be on the show or just what comes with me tagging them in a picture in social media?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm at that status yet,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think.
Or you might give the vibe off, like I'm probably not going to do much for you, so move on.
Yeah, I don't know. I pretty much hang out with the same people. So, except for, I made obviously new friends with the cast members, who, when you first start the show, you're like, these are my best friends. It's amazing. And then very strong personalities. Everybody wants the light and they're going to, do whatever they can to get that screen time. Because if you don't, you're not relevant and you get kicked off the show. So I get it, but it's, you get these strong personalities and you're like, they're like me, we're all type A. And then next thing, like they're coming at your throat and you're like, this is actually insane.
Especially when it's like the end of the season and they're like, oh God, did I get enough screen time? Like I really have to like go balls out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this season.
Okay.
I am worried about Tyler. Should I be? I mean, I felt like he was falling apart the entire season.
I think he needed that. I think it was closure for him. Yeah, I'm not as close to him as I was since he left. I think he distanced himself from pretty much everyone, even the people he was close to and trusted. I think he needed that closure. I think a lot of tears, he was weeping. He was like, that was deep. That was
I know. I was concerned.
Yeah. And I think he was going through it with his divorce and he rushed and I think they knew they shouldn't have ventured into that relationship, but they both felt something. So and the show just kind of pressured it as well. And the fans and everything.
Well, also it's during COVID. I feel like they got married during COVID too.
Yeah.
It was a wild time.
Yeah. But I think he's doing great now. He just got engaged. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is super fast. But I mean, he told me when I saw him when we started filming for this last season, he was like, I found the one.
Oh, good.
Very soon. So, which is funny because you hear him in this season. He's like, talking about how Alex is, he's if he is like 99 things I've done wrong or no, 100 things I've done wrong and every one of them are about you or something like that.
Yeah.
That little famous line he threw in there. But then 2 months later, he's engaged to the new girl. I was like, what is happening?
Well, so wasn't Alex dating somebody during the time that they were together too? Like it doesn't seem as cut and dry as you'd think.
Some guy from who's like an executive at Snapchat or something. They were dating. They were serious. He moved to London, so it was like this long distance thing. But she was very open about it. I guess Tyler was not open about. I don't really know the details. You have to ask them. But apparently, allegedly, he was dating someone. The entire time he was talking to Alex, but secretly. So.
Do you ever get to the point where you're like, I don't want to know anything because the more I know, the more
100%
someone gets angry at me, and I'm not even the one involved.
I just don't. I always just ride the fence. I'm like,
you do seem like you ride the fence this season.
I just don't. I don't really care. It's like some people just they're too sensitive. But the whole season, they're like. I think I was on a balcony with Tyler 9 times, just asking him about his feelings and how he's doing. And they're like, dig deeper, like ask personal questions. And I'm like, that's not like...
It's not how guys are, I don't think.
No, I'll go, my wife and I were talking, we're laughing because I went golfing with my buddies who recently got divorced. And he was like, so why'd they separate? What happened? And I was like, oh, actually that didn't come up. Like,
No,
like,
that literally is to a T, guys.
Yeah.
Well, also, I think sometimes guys are like, I didn't want to really press because I could see it was bothering them. While women are like, no, they push. They want to get to the heart of it.
Yeah.
So,
I want to
like,
be there and have him
difference.
I want him to have like an escape from,
Yeah.
his thoughts and everything he's going through. I don't want to, I don't think guys need maybe they do. Maybe the guys are more sensitive than I think, but I would want like an escape to go enjoy, time with my friend and get away from what I've been just drowning myself with. And rather than go golf and, have the whole day of golf ruined by putting myself back in that situation. So
truly. Ashton this season.
Yeah.
Did you have to do any co-listings with her? And what did you make of her personality?
She's a lot. She came in hot.
Yeah, came in hot.
She knew she knew what she needed to do to,
make a splash.
Yeah, to make a big splash, and she went for it. And I think actually she's genius. She's smart. She knew exactly what she's doing. She was really good at it. To me, she reads on camera really well. I think she was a great cast member. And I think she came in hot and she did what she was supposed to. For a new cast member, first season, she did amazing. And
to think that she was pregnant the whole time.
Yeah. And I thought, at the beginning, I was like, it's just hormones, but it definitely wasn't. She's very dramatic. She was built for reality TV.
Fiona, she seems like a little bit more pragmatic.
Yeah, she's very chill. We all like her very much. She's young, but an old soul. She's one of our good friends. So we always rent a house in Palm Springs for the release of the show. A big group of us, like, I don't know, there's separated groups, but the group that I'm, associated with, and Fiona will be there.
Yeah. And Kaylee,
I knew years ago. So before COVID, pre-COVID, she dated one of my groomsmen, actually.
Wow.
For, I would say, like a good 6 months.
One of your groomsmen from LA?
From LA, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
One of my good buddies who I worked with this company that's based out of New Zealand, and we worked with them for 6 years, traveled the world. Like every 3 months we went to like Tibet, we went to Mexico, we went to Australia. Like we went all over the world together, and some really cool places like Cuba. Like, I don't know, we went everywhere together, and he became one of my best friends. And so He was a groomsman, and he dated Kaylee's, but they had a bad breakup. And Kaylee and we stayed in contact though. She's great.
So of all the cast, who are you tightest with?
I don't know. After last season, I kind of have my guard up now. I'm like, I don't trust anybody. I'm like, I thought I was, because I'm very like wide open, and I've never had an issue ever. Just I feel like I'm good at reading people. And after last season, I feel like I was like, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm losing it, because I've never had a bad gauge like that before. But like I'd say Gio and we're not super close, but we're friendly. We hang out. I consider him a friend. Hall, Paulie, Kaylee, and I are friends, but I don't like hang out with them weekly. We don't hang. Yeah. We barely hang out out of anything that's related to the show.
Yeah. Well, you do have 3 small kids at home.
And it's also busy around here. Yeah. I'm like trying to close some deals before the end of the year. And, it's before Ace, I was able to go to social events. Now I don't really go to anything. I'm like, my wife is tired, and I'm like, I could cook you guys dinner and get the kids to bed and try to help out around here. I feel bad leaving her with 3 children and a dog. It's not cool. And I'm out just having some cocktails,
Yeah, I could see that was something that was going to be hard for you.
It is tough though, because this job is social. It's like you got to go to these events, you got to go, mingle and network, and that's a big part. The people that do the best are out networking all the time, or they have deep roots like Gio's family, So it's one or the other.
Yeah, but a person who's purchasing a home wants to be with somebody who understands their life, and if you have kids, you're going to understand their life better.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's who I relate to now. I think it's changed over the years.
Yeah. Okay. Last question. Yeah. What is one thing that you wish people understood about maybe your job or what they perceive of you on the show?
I just think we film for 3 months, 4 months straight for one season. And it gets all pushed into these, 45-minute episodes. And people take what they put that in there as the exact thing that was said, that was done, and perceive it that way. And it's not. It's, you got to remember that we are filming for 4 months, and I filmed like probably a dozen scenes that got cut out, So it's like, I think you have to take everything with a grain of salt, give people the benefit of the doubt. Don't be quick to judge and go and drop in their comments some mean shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I love watching the show. Tell everybody where they can follow you.
So my Instagram at Austin_Victoria. That's pretty much all my social handles.
The amazing Kate Casey.
I want to thank my great guest, Austin Victoria, and remind you to make sure that you subscribe to this podcast, leave a 5-star review, subscribe to my What to Watch list, which is a list of everything that you should watch this week in unscripted TV at katecasey.substack.com. Don't miss out on the bonus podcast episodes, which are available on Apple Podcast and on Patreon, patreon.com/Kate Casey. And check out my social media to see about upcoming episodes and, of course, what I'm watching throughout the week. You can go to Instagram at KKCCA, TikTok, it's Kate Casey, Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky at Kate Casey. And as always, make sure you check back for an all-new episode tomorrow.